Hello everyone! Welcome to another yearly recap. We've now entered the year of opportunity, 2023. But before we progress onwards, let's take a moment to look back on everything that happened in the previous year, 2022. 2022 was bonkers, overwhelming even, basically 2018 Deluxe Edition. Potentially the biggest, most important, most memorable year of my life so far. And now that it's all done and over with, let's find out how well it all turned out. First things first, 2022 had some pretty big shoes to fill. Given how well 2021 ended for me, coupled with the promise of Jurassic World Dominion and me graduating high school, the hype was real. And thankfully, it all started pleasantly. As I've stated numerous times before, I'll never forget how this year started, with my family heading back home from our Christmas trip out west, and with us stopping at our friend's house in Wisconsin. Movies in the basement, puppies, our castle walls thing, blah 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 blah. It may seem mundane, but sometimes the tiniest of moments are the ones we cherish the most. On to more important topics. There's been the whole southern border crisis, inflation left and right, crazy people defacing art just to protest about global warming, the tragic Ukrainian-Russian war. Ukraine will remain in our prayers. You can really tell the world, more so the US, has been going to shit. And as expected, we lost many great people during this time, including but not limited to Stephen Boss, Bob Saget, William Hurt, Robbie Coltrane, Gilbert Gottfried, Queen Elizabeth II, and Poseidon director Wolfgang Petersen. May you all rest in peace. Apologies for starting on a mostly somber and depressing note. Elon Musk purchased Twitter, the Winter Olympics were held in Beijing, we made plenty of new paleontological discoveries, such as Jacopil canicura and Meraxes gigas. The film industry was jam-packed with interesting releases, with greatness like this and garbage like that, Avatar, The Way of Water, Violent Night,
Nope.
The Bad Guys, Sonic 2, The Batman, Black Adam. No, I am not touching this thing. Lightyear, which turned out mediocre. Are you really surprised? Come on, guys, it's Illumination. What did you expect? 3 Pinocchio movies, each of varying quality.
Father, when can I leave to be learning at
Hotel Transylvania 4. Oh boy. Strange World. Oof. It's Morbin time. References. Disney this year, I swear, was trying to milk as many of their properties as possible. Man, I totally forgot this thing existed. The MCU was falling apart tremendously, but eventually picked itself up again. We got that Roderick Rules trash, the admittedly totally pointless Night at the Museum Kamun-Ra rises again, and of course, the film I waited 4 years for, Jurassic World Dominion, which was definitely not what I expected, and not for the right reasons. Honestly, thank God for Top Gun Maverick, because so many of this year's releases were just nostalgia bait done to make a quick buck. Encanto became a worldwide phenomenon, and I'm so glad to have hopped onto the bandwagon when I did. WALL-E got added to the Criterion Collection, there was the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard court case,
and started talking like, "Good morning. Star shining the earth says hello."
Fall Guys made a comeback with seasons 1, 2, and 3. Jurassic World Evolution 2 was continually improved. Universal napalmed Jurassic World Primal Ops. Illumix straight up abandoned FNAF AR. And can we take a moment just to acknowledge all the wonderful FNAF songs that have come out? There was the whole slew of various Thomas Lost Media discoveries. We were blessed with the absolutely incredible, truly sensational dino documentary series, Prehistoric Planet, and us Cars fans received a fun little treat known as Cars on the Road. On the YouTube side of things, Mr. Beast made his own Wonka factory, Casual Geographic got a widescreen revamp, the Ireland Boys had their 24-hour overnight marathon, and a haunted house, movie theater, bowling alley, and plenty more. and the glorious Unlucky Tug has once again proven himself to be the Chad we all know and love, with great content like the Thomas retrospective, and most importantly, the massive Cars analysis. Seeing my favorite YouTuber discussing my favorite franchise with such care truly did bring a tear to my eye. It was lightning in a bottle that could never strike again, until it did. Unsurprisingly, there was certainly no shortage of new great YouTubers for me to watch either. Zebra Gamer with his Fall Guys playthroughs, Frostudio Chambersonic with their orchestral music recreations, Cuppa Tea EXE with his phenomenal Minecraft rebuild of Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex, Spino Dude with his dinosaur figure reviews and AliExpress videos,
Dang's fish,
and finally, Red Raptor Writes with his Dino Documentary ranking series.
As I've said before, it's admirable when someone is willing to go against the grain, but Horner is a contrarian who doesn't make claims based on where the evidence takes him. He says things for attention. I would compare him to a teenage girl, but then he might marry himself.
As for our beloved Cars diecast line, we finally got Cars on the Road items, and with the other releases and the shrink-wrapped Red Riders packaging, things were getting pretty spicy. However, while I did come out of this year with way more than I anticipated, it was still pretty rough. From the inconsistent distribution, to the fact that it took us till case F to get anything new, I considered giving up collecting several times, and may I remind you, I've been doing this for about 16 years now, so that's concerning, but I still pressed on. And I think now's the best time to transition into talking about my own personal life. My school choir group took a weekend trip to Mackinac Island. That's here, by the way. As expected, it was pretty fun and exciting, though this year's been so busy I almost forgot about it. And with this being the year I'd graduate from high school, I made sure to savor and appreciate the time I had left as much as humanly possible. Stuff like us watching Jaws and other films together for language arts, me having an entire class on Photoshop, me walking around on the gym track in circles thinking to myself, doing yoga or straight up sleeping on the floor during meditation, or me listening to music on my headphones in between classes, are memories that'll remain with me forever. But after our graduation ceremony, things just ended so suddenly and almost anticlimactically. Personally, I didn't feel like I was ready to leave yet, since my high school felt like home to me, but I understood to just take it as it came. Though I feel like I barely got to say farewell to anybody. There was going to be an overnight seniors only party at a Zap Zone. I mean, what a perfect send-off for senior year. A mix of FNAF Security Breach and one of those overnight challenges, but with my own classmates? Yeah, baby, count me in. Oh wait, it was cancelled. Oh. On the bright side, my family still set up a big graduation party for me up north, which was very enjoyable, even though there was only like 12 of us there. As you all know by now, at prom I unexpectedly met a certain someone who I believed could potentially end up being my first girlfriend, without getting too overzealous about it. Many months later, I finally took her on a date ice skating, a first time for me, though as much fun as I had, she just had to indirectly reveal at the end that she was already with someone else. I mean, I've got a new friend now and all, but back to the simping and antidepressants, I guess. As I've stated in a whole other video, my family and a friend of ours, totally out of nowhere, found and adopted a Bengal kitty, who we named Lilu, only for her to pass away about a month later. Poor fur baby. I also voted for the first time, got my driver's license thanks to me finally taking my supervised driving test, and I finally had my wisdom teeth removed. A surprisingly painless experience. Of course, being an extra in an upcoming movie was a huge honor for me. This was also the year I turned 18 years old. Becoming a legal adult was definitely a surreal development, and we celebrated with one last birthday party, which I understandably haven't had one of those since 2018. Getting to play FNAF Security Breach and Fall Guys for the first time with my friend Evan were wonderful times, and of course, me and my family had not one, not two, but 3 vacation trips to Florida this year for spring, summer, and the holidays. A little bit excessive, but I'm thankful for them. Despite all of this though, so much of my spare time in 2022 had been lonely, quiet to myself, or having to listen to parental arguing or Fox News constantly, and man oh man, it's definitely taken its toll on me.
Your politics bore me.
To the point where occasionally, I would just hit the lowest of lows. But in the center of all this madness, my YouTube channel has been the best it's ever been this year, without question. And I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't at least mention my new friends. Jkillin Gaming, Finn, Iris, Dash, Amigo, and the rest of the whole crew. Thank you all for the fun we've had together and for welcoming me into your Discord server. Now, if I went over everything that happened last year, we'd be here for an eternity. So, in short, 2022 was a roller coaster ride of emotions, a transitional period between major chapters of my life. It was so long yet so short. It may not have delivered on everything it promised, but it was still full of surprises, both bad and good. And I have to thank each and every one of you for helping me on every step of the journey. My life wouldn't be the same without you. 2022 may not have been the greatest year of my life, but somehow, in all its disappointing, exciting, heartbreaking, locust-infested weirdness, it was a time I could never forget. I'll make a revisited episode on it someday, I promise. 2023, meanwhile, is already proving itself to be quite intriguing, with lots to be excited for and lots to be concerned about. And with that all being said, let's make it an even better year together. See you all next time.